Sit, turn type, sit. Good boy. Ruff.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff.
What's good, everybody? Back in the house. Your boy Jay Santy here, popping up for WWE Backlash Recap. Yeah, I'm a day late and a dollar short, but listen, I had to go see Thunderbolts yesterday. Yeah, and actually, pretty good movie, honestly. If you want to go check it out, it's a deeper, more dare I say, more intellectual kind of Marvel movie as opposed to other ones, but. Yeah, it was a good movie. Pretty stoked to see what's going to happen down the line for the new phase for Marvel. They're pretty much hyping up what's going to happen for the this next phase, especially leading up to the Fantastic Four coming in. I'm excited for that as well. But other than that, WWE Backlash 2025. Just to recap, just jumping on here for a quick recap, just to get my thoughts, my opinions out there. What's going on? Just had a phone call earlier from one of my co-hosts slash participants in New York Wrestle Media. Make sure you check us out there as well on New York Wrestle Media. Much love on that side. And like and subscribe to us there on YouTube. Having a conversation about what's going on with WWE right now and what's their take on the company and wrestling as a whole. And the gripe is whether or not with WWE or wrestling as a whole is are we looking at wrestling as if it's fun or if it's real or if it's, and I'm like, it's wrestling, guys. I mean, honestly, granted, okay, nonsensical storylines, an inability to captivate the audience with a story, being able to gravitate and have some type of charismatic appeal is big on trying to hold your own in, keeping an audience. And at the same time, it's like you got to make the fight seem real. But I'm like, yeah, but the only thing short of doing that is actually legitimately punching somebody, kicking them in the face. Like, what more can you do? It's always crazy that it always happens that way. That people always got to have some part of their moment in wrestling to where they wanted to get the feel of it of being so real. And it's like, guys, sometimes you just got to sit back and just watch it and just take in what it is that you're getting. I've done it with AEW. I've given up on the storylines angles or being able to commit on that. I'll watch for the matches and I'll have a good time watching the matches. That's one thing that'll keep me going. One love, Jay, keeping it real as always. Thank you, my boy Isaac, my man, big, steady, sexy over there. Our boy Isaac Rodriguez, showing love to that guy. The Arrival coming soon, guys. Make sure you check that man out in that promotion as well. Big things coming up that way. Yeah, man. I gotta take this as we're not looking at the era of wrestling or what it used to be years past. It's not there anymore. And say what you will about kayfabe being gone, kayfabe ruining the business of people pulling back the curtain too much. It always sucks that we now know how the steak is made, how the butcher is slaughtering it back there, and it is what it is. Shout out to my boy Wrestling Fan Frankie. Salute, my guy, as always. it's just it is what it is, and right now we just got to take what we take and do the best with what we can. It's just part of it's part of wrestling now. This is what we got to do. So I took that into consideration when thinking about uh, WWE's Backlash storylines, angles, and what we were leading up to for this. Big shocker was that we didn't get Jay versus Logan Paul on this, but did we really want to see that? Did we though? I to be honest, yeah, I didn't think we really cared about it, and um, I think the matches that went on this card were shockingly more important and more of a draw than that Jay and Logan Paul match. I really believe that there was other things there that could have that really led to getting more of an audience to be more invested in it, and I think it panned out for the best. So uh leading up the night, we had the curtain jerker that opened up was the fatal four-way match between Drew McIntyre, LA Knight, uh Damian Priest, and the incoming champ, the United States champ, coming in, and Jacob Fatu. I have to say, although it was spot heavy, I do have to say that it was spot heavy. If that's what we want to look at it as, it was spot heavy. It gave everybody their time, their moment, their place to shine, as to say so. Um, I enjoyed it. You had the spots where Knight was going over big, then we had Drew going over big, and then Priest going over big. Then finally, Jacob gets his spots. I pretty much felt it wasn't too hokey. It gave time for everyone to get, as they say in the business, let them get their shit in. And I didn't think it hurt the match at all. I thought it actually did everyone justice in here. You have four of these men. Each one of them can be main event status right now. We're hoping in the next year or so this is going to happen, because with what'll happen down the line once Cena's gone and what happens with that transition, we need to see who's going to be the next one that elevates, that bumps up to that next level. So each one of these men could be in that that upper echelon, as they say, of main event status. I was really pleased on how you saw men fight as like men should fight here, and then especially when you saw it spill over where Damian and Drew took the fight to the crowd and hit that spot outside off the soundboards and stuff like that to draw away from what was happening in the ring. As much as people will say about how Drew McIntyre is unhappy with his situation, blah, blah, blah. There's so much fucking gossip and nonsense about this shit. At the end of the day, the guy looks like he's having a great time, and it looks like he's fucking pulling his weight there. And shout out to him. Apparently he suffered a concussion during this match as well. So thank you to putting your body on the line and being sure. And we hope for a speedy recovery with Drew. The big thing that happened that night was the what is it? Yep, that's pretty much, yeah. I like Jeff Cobb being in this group. We got the big surprise that occurred during this match. We saw a rumored debut that people were speculating was going to happen on this night, and sure enough, it did. We saw Jeff Cobb come out of the audience, and yeah, I'm eager to see what happens here. I'm eager to see what they're going to do with him here. There's already rumors and such that they're going to change his name. I know people aren't happy about that. I'm like, it's whatever with me. Like, it doesn't really matter to me. But I'm just hoping that they do the guy some justice. He's he's 42 years old. I didn't know he was, getting up in that age. So this is probably the right time for him to make that last bank, that last money. I like the pairing that there seems to be alluding with him to get part of Bloodline 2.0 new version, and looks as though there will be some tension there between he and Jacob, and also Solo being involved with bringing somebody else in. It can lead to an interesting dynamic here. Big part about this is the fact that, yeah, that's going to be a face off, and you're already teasing the fact that Jacob is going to be turning face soon. It's already in the cards. People already know this is happening. It's happening. You really have to know that the audience is already riding this riding this wave out of him doing healer stuff, because he's already got superstar babyface happening for him. So it's gonna be interesting. I guess that's we're leading to, because since Jacob will be going face sometime down the line, we'll see Cobb filling that spot. Excuse me. And I also want to see how Solo gets involved in this, and as well how this plays out with him. We get a retaining Jacob Fatu 1755 in the books for a nice curtain jerker, not to say the least. I was not upset about opening a night with this match. Next up, we get, for the women's IC title, we get Becky Lynch versus the holder of the women's IC title, Lyra Valkyria. I have to say, shockingly, I would have bet this match had gone the other way. I did not see it going the way that it did. By the way, I don't care what anybody tells me. This was a fantastic match. These women killed it. I'm sorry. They did their thing out there. Just the back and forth, the tension that was there. We felt it in the build up, but then when the match opened up, we felt that the technicality, when the lockup happened, how they were they worked it. I'm very pleased to see that these women were actually putting on such a wrestling clinic. And this is what I'm saying, that people get to say that, that there wasn't wrestling there, but there really was on this match. We saw the back and forth going on. Brother AJ, was good, my guy. I was very much invested in watching this match, especially when it came down to they gave you every element as part anything they had. They had the technical aspect, they had the strikes, the back and forth, the near falls and such. And then finally, when we did get a pinfall by Valkyria, we saw immediately how Becky responded to it. And I thought it was the smart move to pull that off. I thought it was, you had to show that, yeah, she got the best of me, but I wasn't done yet. I'm very much invested in how much further this story goes. I honestly believe that there's a lot more that could be done here. Between you and I honestly thought that that Becky was gonna win, but I think they're just gonna drag this out a little bit longer, and which is cool. I'm fine with that. I think it's gonna. I think it helps out down the line for this and what comes into play later on, because we got to see Bailey jump back in here, right? This has to be a door swinging open for Bailey, right? So we'll just figure it out. Maybe if this occurs, maybe Monday night down the line, we see a returning Bailey, and we'll see how these two put this together so that maybe a three-way, who knows? Ooh, for Money in the Bank. Lyra retains here at 1845. And yeah, it was also good to see like the agents come out and try to separate them and all that. It was a really good match, really good match. I would not be surprised if it's on everybody's top 10 for 2025 this year so far. Next up, we get for the WWE's Intercontinental Championship, we have the man himself, Mr. Cero Miedo himself, Penta, going against the reigning, defending Intercontinental Champion, Dominic Mysterio. So, like I mentioned, I was speaking to one of my co-hosts on the phone earlier, and they were very much impressed. One thing that they could say, they were very much impressed on the execution of Dominic Mysterio, how he looked on said night. I must agree, though. I have to say that Dominic looked sharp. Dominic looked as though like he was ready to work, and he sure enough did. He was very much out there putting in the work, putting in his blending of what would be deemed luchador, and then also using his style as well. I know, a lot of people have some stuff, some feelings about him being, Nepo baby and such like that. But you know what? The kid has earned it, man. You got to, what's right is right. The kid has earned his way. He's made his way. And sure enough, he's got heat. Fans are all over him. And it's well deserved, man. The kid is fucking making it. He held his own with Penta. Penta looked much better, much cleaner in this match. I know the past couple of weeks has been hit or miss with him, but I believe that he's now gotten more comfortable with the WWE way, and it's all about pacing. Everything is not about having to be flashy and fast paced at all times. It's all about if you're gonna get your high spots in, know when to kick it and get it into get a gearing, and knowing what the timing and knowing where the exact moment is where we could shock the crowd. We had interference coming in with Carlito, Finn, and JD McDonough, but the referee was able to get everybody out of there, noticing the shenanigans that were occurring. And it was looking as though that Penta was going to close out this deal, but then we get a visitor with El Grande Americano Maricon. I'm hoping, excuse me, I'm hoping that this is going to lead to a mask versus mask match between Penta and El Grande Americano. I hope this occurs. This can be a fun idea and premise. I want it to be that the match happens and it's not Chad underneath there. I would like it to be that it's someone else under there. What's up, my brother, my man, Green Eyes? What's good, boy? I'm hoping that you're able to still catch up with some wrestling while dealing with a newborn. Congratulations on that, brother. Yeah, and the newborns could take some time on your hands, bro. But much blessings to you, fam. Yeah, I'm hoping that they do some shenanigans like that where they take the mask off and you find out it's like one of the Creed brothers or some shit like that. So we shall see, man. But Dominic gets the win here after some shenanigans. 920, really? That was only once? I thought it went a little bit longer than that. Wow, shocking by that. Yeah, Dominic retained here. I would have had it already. I by this time I thought some kind of title would have changed hands. I thought it would have either been I would have thought it would have been Lyra and Becky. Didn't really see it here, but I was surprised that down the line that we didn't see one happen. Next up down the line, we had the match that the crowd was invested in. Wow. I was shocked to see how much the crowd. I thought you would have thought that they were watching Steamboat and Savage. You would have thought that you was watching Nigel McGuinness versus Bryan Danielson and Ring of Honor or something like that. This is how much the crowd was invested. But no, it was Pat McAfee versus Gunther. And man, I I I was shocked at how many people love this. Um I guess this was more storytelling than anything. I wouldn't believe it any other way it would have been. I guess this was more of the story. I mean, we weren't gonna see like a Bruno versus Gorilla Monsoon match where it was a powers that be, but like once again, the audience did that, man. It's been crazy while it's how the fans were. This was killing me. They were really invested in it. Much appreciated, brother. She's doing really good while resting. And she's showing interest in. That's yeah. You got to start them young, right? Definitely. Big Rob, what's good? What's good, my guy? You hope all is well with you, sir. Yes, I'm back, getting my lives in, making sure everybody pops in, checks in. Want to get some reps back in once the computer came back. I need to get my lives back on. So thank you guys for liking and being a part of it, showing me love, and also make sure you like and subscribe, be a part of the vibe of everything in Turbo Tabloid and as well on New York Wrestle Media, sir. Yeah, I didn't expect much from this match. I mean, honestly, I would have not been mad if this was a squash. It would have been okay with me if it was a squash. I'd have been like, whatever, it's cool. But we didn't get that. We actually got a fight. It's just I didn't even expect the involvement with Michael Cole, but this occurred. And yeah, I can't say I was upset by it. I think like, well, how long did this go? This went 14 minutes. I was like, really? Okay. But I guess, like I said, it was more the fans' involvement. They loved the part where Cole holds the leg, helps is trying to help McAfee out. Mac hits his punt move. Was a close call. Then we had an instant kick out. I mean, Gunther really just was here to, I guess, prove to everybody that he's a dominant man. And to say that McAfee I hung around with him and was up. This is not one of those matches where I would have said Pat McAfee looked like he didn't look like the Pat McAfee I saw in NXT going up against like Adam Cole and shit like that. That's I'm not to say, and it's not to take anything away from him. He is older and such. So I wouldn't be amiss to say that, yeah, he's, he's not gonna be doing the same shit he was doing before, but he tried. Our boy Matt is in the building. Yeah, so I wouldn't have to say that he wasn't doing much here in this match. But very interesting to see how this was played out as well. Homo Mike checking, they said weird match where if it's leading to Goldberg versus Gunther at SummerSlam. Well, we'll see. I mean, I know this is what I guess they think the fans want to see, or this is just Goldberg tooting his own horn, wanting Gunther to be the blow off that he wants to have. I don't know. I don't get me to lie. Yeah, he shouldn't be. No, it's I don't know. Rob is saying, yeah, to be honest, that was a good match. I mean, I'm not saying that it wasn't. I just was like, 14 minutes? Okay. All right. I thought it would have been a little bit more. Erica checks in that whole was booked only to have seen an Orton match. I really think that like I said, with Gunther, does it hurt him? No, but I don't think it did him any favors either. And then especially at the end, he gets the win here, and then he's shaking hands and kissing babies. I don't know, like what was. I'm hoping that on Raw he comes on because he I guess he showed his respect, but I'm like, what was the purpose? I mean, what do we do here? What was the real like? I don't know. Not a bad match to say, but it just seemed like filler. Could Logan and Jay win here? Maybe not. Maybe not. Could this been a Raw match? Maybe this could have been a Raw match. Could have been. The show respected them, possibly leading to Gunther face turn. Then why face Goldberg? I don't know. And why have Gunther right now? Keep him an asshole. All right, maybe his next match is he wants to go after commentators. Maybe his next match should be Wade Barrett. Give Wade one more match. Let him just go down the line to certain people, and then finally he gets to Goldberg. Maybe he'll do that. Let him start going up the chain of command, like when we do the Mortal Kombat ladders when we going up there. Let him go after every other commentator. Let him do Wade Barrett, then he'll do Corey Graves and somebody else, Booker T, and then finally he'll get to Goldberg. I mean, I don't know. I like I said, it just felt a little odd here, but like I said, 14 minutes was this match flat, and Gunther gets the win, showing love and solidarity to all. That's all it was. Great shot with Wade. One more match. Yeah, like I said, and he still looks good. He looks great. He looks like he's ready to go. So why not? It would be crazy. Booked themselves into a corner. It seems like they did. I mean, that or maybe this was just Pat McAfee's, because I know he went on Twitter and he was alluding to something. I know people were speculating that maybe this is his last match in well, his last showings in WWE. I don't think it's his last match. I just think that he's probably not going to wrestle anymore. I could get that. I could understand that. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Then finally we get for the main event. We get for the 200th and I forgot how many times they said that they wrestled. It was a lot. Oh, it was a lot. I believe it was like it really had to be like 200. It had to be up there. We had Randy Orton going up against the man himself, John Cena, for the undisputed WWE Championship. I find it. I wanted to get into the whole Cena thing. I was leaning into it for a little bit. I really was, and I felt that he had promos that were okay. It was leading into something that we could probably bite our teeth into and say, you know what, John? Okay, I get it. You're not happy with the fan base. You felt like you've been used and abused. Okay, John, I see that. We got pushed to the side with the whole Rock thing. That basically really didn't do that any justice, honestly. The only thing that it did was basically say, hey, I guess the two Hollywood individuals got to link together to show that, I mean, whatever was important, until we find out that Rock pretty much buried the fucking the storyline and such. But I still had this feeling that Cena is not really that comfortable doing this. He really hasn't fully committed to this thing. I'm just trying to like figure out what's the deal with that. Like they added up all the tags, multi-man tags. Yeah, pretty much. That's how many times they face each other for real. Yeah, that's the reason why they had all those goddamn matches together. I would bust Gunther's ass with his same like, but I weigh him. 277 is solid, my guy. Corrections would do it to you. Got to compete with monsters locked up. I hear you, Jack. Shit, I hear you. I just want to see if you take one chop, though. I'm gonna see Green Eyes. Let me see if you take one chop. You go hold that chop down. You can square up. You can square up. Yeah, man. Rest in peace, Sabu. Crazy, right? Sabu goes out like 2.5 weeks after his final retirement match. He took a bad, if you guys take a look at that match, he took a bad spill during that match as well. Not to say that had any involvement in the reasoning why, but yeah, they gotta remember this guy is 60 years old. Like, you can't be out there taking them spots, bro. Like, but I could always say that if you're gonna go out, you're gonna go out your way, and sure enough, that's what he did. He went out his way, and I'll be doing a retrospect of that as well. I'll be having a conversation about Sabu on this episode later on down the line as well. So, yeah. So the whole Cena, I'm I wanted, like I said, I really wanted to get into this whole Cena thing. Really wanted to have it happen, but he just can't commit to it. Cena's afraid to pull the trigger fully on his heel turn, especially this last year. To seeing him wrestle where fans should be cheering him, but you know what took me there as well. Even after the match is the fact that people are going to be thanking him anyway. It's going to be, especially they going from town to town, they're going to be thanking him anyway. Oh man, I'm sorry to hear that, man. You got the bad news on your birthday. That's terrible, Rob. Man. Brother AJ's on his way to the Mets game. Listen, this is the time to go. This definitely is the time to go. We're Mets are looking really good this year, man. So let's get it now. As a matter of fact, like I told you, I'm gonna be going to a little bit more games this year as well. So I'll be there. Oh, that's cool, man. Get the 10 bell on. For me with Cena is like, I'm watching Peacemaker, right? I'm starting to watch it because season 2 is about to come out soon, right? So I'm watching it now. And he plays such a natural ass on there that like that would have been such an easy thing for him to do to transition to for this. I mean, he's actually pretty damn good on that show. And I don't see why he couldn't move it that way into WWE. He had that moment at the end of the like, what am I doing? Then, oh yeah, I'll get to that. But the match itself, Randy, of course, getting a superstar pop with being at his hometown, and yeah, I just have to say for the match itself, I was fine with it, and as a matter of fact, I was looking forward for it to be more of a drag along kind of match. But no, the pacing was fine for me. I thought the pacing for the match as well was well done. Using of the tables, Randy just can't really get those tables to break the way he wants to. Randy for years can never get those tables to break properly. But let's just say for these two guys to do what they did at their age and they putting it on the line, I think they did a fine job. The only thing that I can say is you put too much ingredients in the soup, and just towards the end, you're involved so many aspects of that. How many RKOs and are done so you realize that's the whole match. You got to think about it. And the only reason why I say it is because remember the RKO and the attitude adjustments were both protected for so many years. Those moves were like you couldn't kick out of them shits. And now was the time to start saying, "Hey, got to burn it out." I remember the story where 3D the Dudley Boys were talking about how their move was, you couldn't kick out of it until one day they were like, you got to do it one day and somebody's got to do it. So on this night, everybody had to, spill out. When you're playing 2K25, you got to make sure you hit all your finishes. You got to hit your super finisher before it's done. But I think they so many spots, referee spots, they did everything. They made sure to leave you with nothing in this match. They left it there. And hell, even the Nick Aldis spots, Nick had to get it too that night. Everybody's getting it. I am more I'm more on the fence of the way that it finished, how it occurred, what happened. And of course, Cena's going to give you what Cena's going to give you, which is now the heel finish. That's what you're going to get. Shocking for me, this match went 27:50. Cena retains here. Most interesting part of this match was the fact that when the cameras were supposed to have rolled out, but they continued on, the crowd continued to chant for Cena, thanking him. Got a little bit emotional. You can't stop that. That's just the real human in him. Crowd was showing appreciation for what he's done. 25 years in the business, showing love. I mean, it is what it is, man. And the guy's done so much for the business, and the crowd is showing the love back to him. What's this? Oh yeah, Randy's about to he's got to pay another fine. So yeah, we get an emotional Cena leaving the arena, and then we get him at the press conference, and then this happens. No, not R-Truth. Why, Cena? Why? Not R-Truth. He's your biggest fan. He watched you when he was growing up. Is this leading to a Saturday night's main event? Sure it is. Of course it is. It's so ridiculous, man, that what? Canada Commercial League are employing a veteran enabler. Dude, that's a wrong show, bro. That's on the Dabbleverse shit, man. I'm doing my wrestling over here. Why the fuck are you want to bring that up over here? Do I want to comment? The fuck I care. That's not my job. I don't work there. Fuck I know. I don't know anything that went on at that show. Any case, yeah, I have to say that with the Cena thing closing up and well, not closing up, but I guess maybe they're trying to figure out if this was the right thing to do, was to turn him heel. I think so. I just don't know whether or not it's gonna happen down the line if like, if they're gonna turn him back soon. Will it happen by SummerSlam? Will it happen beforehand? Or will he not turn? Will they wait till it's at the end? Yeah, I wasn't there, just like OJ. So I mean, let's see. I'm more inclined to wait it out. Let him lean into it a little more. Let's get rid of the fucking hat and the shirt. Let's get rid of the whole thing. Change his gear. Let him get back to other shit. It's fucking crazy. Really ridiculous, man. Other than that, man, I really want to say that Backlash 2025 was I thought it was good. I thought it was really good. I was entertained by it. I mean, we had some great matches on the card that like I said, the Lyra Valkyria and Becky match, it's got to be on somebody's top 10 for 2025. Gotta be. And yeah, I'm looking forward to Cena getting his ass kicked. I can't stand he never did. At least give man some love for what he's done for wrestling in WWE. At least that. Yo, what's good, Burns? What up, boy? Yeah, I like I said, I'm looking forward to see what's gonna happen down the line and who's gonna be able to be the one that takes the title away. Who dude, come on, really? What the fuck you doing here? That's what you gonna spend time here for? Oh, please, bro. Yeah, I'm more with how it's gonna play out down the line, and I'm hoping to see that the Cena last hurrah retirement. Will it be that it's because of will it because it'd be Cody retaining, or are we seeing somebody else become integral in his last match? So that's going to be interesting. Like DDT with the Jake, yeah. They need to get back to people interest prop. True. Only how the most will with him and Steiner. With Braun? Oh, what's Steiner? So Braun Breaker? So maybe the build-up for his last match will be greater than what's happening right now. That's just my hope, because right now it's just becoming more of people maybe getting turned off because he's really not leaning into it as he should. Yeah, big shout out to our boy Respect the Craft, our boy Ray doing his thing over there, man. This is gonna be. I refuse to call him Breaker. I get it. It should have. I liked when they call him Spike. I thought it was when he was Spike Steiner. I thought it was cool. I actually like that. But yeah, that's the other thing that's going to be leading down to. We're going to see a road down to Money in the Bank. That's going to be interesting to see how that buildup goes. I'm excited and really eager to see who are going to be the ones that are going to be in place for the Money in the Bank match, as well as how are we going to continue on with the Cena push, and are we going to see any more additions to the Seth Rollins, Paul Heyman, and Braun Steiner crew? I want to see how that occurs. No repeat holder of the briefcase, please. Yeah. I'm going to be doing a show about that too, because we need to discuss who needs to start getting that Money in the Bank. But I will accept a repeat for one person only, and I'll explain why down the line, because that person got a raw deal when they had it. So I'll go into that. But other than that, guys, going to wrap it up here. Got to start recording. Got a new episode of History and Headlocks coming out soon, so got to start recording that now. And for you guys who are watching, thank you guys for checking in and showing me love and showing Turnbuckle Tabloid love, doing much things here. And for those guys, for that dude with the whole Dabbleverse shit, really, my guy, this is what we doing here? We're gonna do that here? Anyway, whatever. Other than that, guys, as always, check you guys in a sec.
2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff.
Sit, turn type, sit. Good boy. Ruff.